Hello everyone, welcome back to the Retro Room once again. It's Monday, May 24th, I think. I don't know, I forget what the date is anymore. Um, I want to just run through everything in this place right now, everything you can actually see pretty quickly. I did a video the other day showing sort of my machinery and that, but let's just go through and look at everything here. Everything I can get to without going through drawers and stuff. So it's just an old Sony advert, little bit of little poster for my mini arcades. I like them. Alan Moffat, Australian race car champion. Some of the cars that he drove back in the 70s. British Laserdisc of Jaws, American Jaws 2, 3, and 4, The Revenge. The American print's different to ours here. Okay, arcade, the classic arcade game artwork. Basically, like it shows you the artwork that was on the machinery. Like this is the original Karate Champ marquee off of an arcade machine back in the 80s. 84, I think that came out. It's actually an original. So it's got all that sort of stuff in it. You know, book full of it. I'll show you a bit of that actually if I can. As you can see, like stuff like that shows you all the little. All sorts of artwork, stuff like that. It's a freaking awesome book, man. My Pac-Man, if you plug it in with a USB cable, it actually lights up and changes colours. Some of my television console games. Burger Time is a personal favourite, as you may know. Space stuff together, motocross, Double Dragon for Commodore 60. Now we're in the Commodore 64 area. I don't have much Commodore 64. I've got piles of discs and that, but I haven't got any many originals. So Sega Mega Drive stuff, Lotus Part 2, Mortal Kombat, Super Skid Marks, my favourite Mega Drive game. IC Grand Prix for the Master System, of course, as you can tell, I love Forza Motorsport 4. Midway Arcade Origins. Yep, bunch of retro gaming gear here, and some early modern stuff. I love Flat Out as well. I had that on PC as well once, and that was pretty cool. The ATV MX games, they're good. Some Simpsons games, Spy vs Spy. I really love Dirt Track Speedway, so I've got 3 copies of the game that was made in Adelaide by a company called Ratbag Games, who made some really, really good games for PC and PlayStation 2, and I think maybe even Xbox. They weren't around for that long, but their graphics engine and their gameplay of their games was epic. They also made World Series Sprint Cars. I've got 2 copies of that. There we go. Some more PS2 stuff. Grand Thefts. Space Invaders Anniversary. Now getting into the PS1 stuff. Destruction Derby series. All that sort of stuff. Road Rash on PS1. What a sick game that is. Need for Speed, the original Need for Speed on PlayStation 1. What a great game. Gran Turismo. I've still got my original memory card for that on one of my PlayStation 1s, and the actual data from 1998 and 99 is still working. All of my cars, all my saves, all of the money, it's still there. Awesome action replay cartridge for my SNES. Rock and Roll Racing, sick game. Basically, Rock and Roll Racing is was almost like a sequel, or a second sequel to Racing Destruction set on Commodore 64. Mortal Kombat 3. If you don't know anything, guys, about Wico Command Control, Wico was a company in America that was probably made the most durable and toughest and most awesome joysticks for the Commodore 64, Atari, many other computers and consoles. This is a trackball I got for $10 for an Atari and a Commodore VIC-20. And it's probably the only Wico actual joystick or Wico product I've actually got, and especially the only one I've got in box. I want some of the original Wico joysticks again. All of mine eventually broke. I had one that was getting fixed, and the guy actually left the state and went to Melbourne. Didn't even tell me. Prick. I think he went to Melbourne anyway. Commodore 64 tape deck, I've got 2 of those. It's just a Game Boy box, and this is a Rampage marquee off of one of those arcade 1-up machines. I don't own any of those, but I got this for like $10. Star Wars Doorstopper, got to have that stuff. Okay, moving on here. Of course, Tarman, Batman, Jason, some Scooby-Doo stuff. I've got to get Freddy, little figurine of Freddy. Lead. If everyone in Australia who's probably was born in the 70s would know what Lead was. It was a brand. It was whether it was a brand or it was just a particular, like it was a lemonade drink that Coca-Cola Amatil made, and it was just the bomb. Back in the 70s and 80s, maybe even the 60s, and they got rid of it after. At some point in the 80s, late 80s, or mid 80s to late 80s, they got rid of it. This is an original bottle. So, I did have the Lead yo-yos back in the 80s, and the Coca-Cola ones, and the Coca-Cola Championships, and the Diet Coke ones, and all that stuff. Long gone, and now they're worth stupid money. My Blu-ray collection. This is friggin' awesome. The Studio Canal Classics Remastered series of Blu-rays. Look at that artwork. I actually got the poster off of Redbubble as well. A print of it. How cool is that artwork? That is the bomb. That is the bomb. Ford vs Ferrari, I've seen that now 6 times. Love it. The It series, I absolutely love those films. The original one from 1990 was great, but this is nuts. Child's Play, of course. And my Arrow video of the car. There is, of course, the Scream Factory version. I haven't bought that yet. It's actually got better artwork on it. This has got a reversible little book in it. It's got a reversible cover, so it's got a different cover art on the other side. Of course, I've got Jewel. Halloween 3. This is basically like an Australian version of the Scream Factory Halloween 3, except it hasn't got the same cover art. I've got to get the American version. Of course, the Jaws 2012 Blu-ray book and Blu-ray. Of course, I've got the 4K and the Blu-ray now as well. For whenever I get around to getting 4K, I might even wait till I get 8K. That's the other thing too. Will there be 8K or 12K physical media in the years to come, or will it be so much purely streaming and digital based that there won't even be any physical media whatsoever? I wonder. Maybe you know, I don't know. 88 Films, I just bought some more movies off of them recently, in the last week or so. I got The Grizzly. I freaking love that. And Wolfen and Dark Age, Silver Bullet, Enter the Dragon. Piranha Dead and Buried, The Monster Squad, Amityville Horror Series. This is probably the one. This is probably the Australian release version of what mate Christian Hanna was talking about, where you get first three films, and Amityville 3D is actually in 3D. I do have a 3D television and it's 4K, so I've got to get around to getting I think you need glasses for that too, though. Some cool Jaws stuff here. Little limited edition coin with a boat on it. My Shelby Collectibles series of the GD40. I'm a Ford man mostly. I love Pontiacs though. I love Firebirds. As you can tell, I've got one of those. 1996 Pontiac Firebird WS6 model. The GD40 though holds a very dear place to my heart, because to beat Ferrari like they did, that was epic. They probably spent 10 times as much money as probably Ferrari did on their racing program at the end of the day. But Ken Miles, Pete Brock, Shelby, all the other drivers and the guys that worked on those cars, and what was the guy that was the main engineer. He was a smart bugger, that one. Of course, who in horror has not heard of the movie called The Car? I've known about it since 1980 when it came on TV the first time. I've wanted a model of this for 40 bloody years, and I finally got one last year. This is the 1/124 scale of the Mad Max Interceptor from part 1. Some arcades. I just got this Space Invaders one recently. It's really deep as well. It's super cool. Super Nintendo glass that when you I'm not sure that when you heat up it changes colours or something. I'm not sure, but now Karate Champ, Burger Time, and Gallagher Mini Arcades. 3 of my favourites from the arcade era. Some American VHS stuff. Some Speedway gear here. Some more American tapes. Like Trilogy of Terror, the TV movie from 1975, 6, 7 or 8. One of those. I'm not sure when that came out exactly. I watched this when I was about 4 or 5 years old on TV, and I freaking had nightmares for a week because of that bloody Zuni fetish doll. But to get a copy of that is awesome. I love that. I was trying to work out where that was from, actually, what program it was, for about 20-30 years, and finally when I got the internet and I started to search the net for movies, I found that. Oh, that's it, that's the movie. So I didn't actually know it was a TV movie. It just came on TV one day when I was about 4 or 5, and I watched it, and man, that freaked me out. Righto, moving on quickly as fast as we can. Of course, you've seen some of my machinery, the TVs and stuff. Whoops, out of focus here. Come on, get back in focus. Righto. Laser discs. There's a few of them on display. This is the Howling widescreen special edition, collector's edition. It has the hot tub scene in it, the big trouble in Little China, of course, Cujo, and the Criterion widescreen version of Halloween. The gatefold. Got that for $60 last year. Very happy about that. Very, very happy about that. Creepshow, the Japanese release, and I think this is the American release. Pretty sure. Yes, it is. Japanese release of the Monster Squad, a personal massive favourite of mine, and Maximum Overdrive, and of something that you may not have seen before too much. Some of you people in horror may not have known about. Wheels of Terror, basically a low budget, sort of poorish attempt to redo the car. Nowhere near as good, but it's not a bad little film. But I quite like the car in it. I love the shape of it, and the cover art's nice. And I'm not sure how many of these were actually made, how many of these laser discs there are out there. But I'm stoked to have one though. It's pretty cool. Blu-rays. I've got the In Search of Darkness series 1 and 2. I've got the UK Video Nasty series, as you can see there. The original Batman cartoon from 1968, where the actual Batmobile, the bonnet's about the length of about 3 cars. It's ridiculous. Knight Riders, E.T., Changeling, some horrors there, Frog Dreaming, bit of everything, some Star Wars stuff. Godzilla, I love Godzilla stuff. Yeah. More machinery. Ford Monopoly. I'm going to paint these cars in Galaxy Blue colour, which is the colour of my Ford from 1998. It's a beautiful rich blue, quite dark. I'm going to paint all of these little cars with that. I've got some paint already, just got to buy some clear coat. There's the Return of the Living Dead Part 2 I showed you in a previous video. Gee, the glare there is pretty bad. Okay, going on. So some roadshow home video stuff here. Not just horror. The VHS version of Video Hoarders from YouTube with me on the back of the cover, on the back there. A much more heavier, slightly overweight version of me from 2014, 15, 16, somewhere like that. The American Adjusted Tracking series, I love those. More road shows. This Future Cop VHS, look at that, how cool is that shit? More VHS, Betamax stuff, some Hanna-Barbera. I love Hanna-Barbera cartoons. The 7-Ups, I'm a big fan of Roy Scheider. The Keep, that is a great film as well. I'm actually trying to get I've got a DVD copy of that, it's a copy of the Laserdisc, I think, or maybe off of Foxtel when it was on Foxtel back when you could actually record on Foxtel. Which for you American guys is basically satellite or cable television. We didn't get that till way after you guys did, way after. So, and of course, lasers. I'm trying to make this video a little bit, not too much longer. Okay, some Japanese and American lasers here, and one individual, if I can get it out, RCA CED Selectavision vinyl video movie disc. I've only got one. I bought about 30 of them from the US back when I was over there, and I still haven't had them all shipped over yet. Righto. Oh, Commodore Amiga. A Commodore monitor from my Amiga. The original instruction manual for Street Rod, the game on PC and the Commodore 64. This is the 64 version. and every single page has keys on it, and it's got a different colour, and you have to tell the game what colour the key is on any certain page, and it changes every time you load it. So that's why you have to have this. Great friggin' game. Street Rod 1 and 2 is epic. Got some beautiful machinery here. This DVD recorder and hard disk drive thing is fantastic. Got it for free. Alrighty, let's go. Roadshows again. Rats, Class of 84, Betamaxes, Death Ship, Cujo, Alligator. Alligator is a massive a movie. For me, it's probably in my top 5 movies of all time in horror. I just, pardon my French, I fucking love this film. I've been in love with it since it came out on video in 1982, I reckon, or 83 here in Australia on this particular original release. It's friggin' killer. I've got to get, there was a release from Europe of this on DVD and Blu-ray. I haven't got it. I want it. I've even got the French poster for it. That artwork is cool, man. So I love that film massively. Cue the Winged Serpent. I have the Blu-ray of that. Basket Case 1. Sorry about the glare, guys. Horror Hospital. Bells, also known as Murder by Phone in the US. I love that one. Night Kill. Blood Beach. Who doesn't love Blood Beach? Kiss of the Tarantula. One Dark Night. When I was a kid, I thought this movie was scary as hell. Now I think it's pathetic, but a bit weak. But I love that cover art, though. Ah, yes. The Wraith with a very young Charlie Sheen. Good old Palace Video. Another sub-brand of Roadshow. Now, I love KTL Home Video as well. Alone in the Dark. Look at that cover art. How cool is that shit? It's a pretty cool film. Now, Visiting Hours is one of my... Actually, my mother's not into horror at all, but she loves... I wouldn't say this is a horror film. This is more of a sort of a suspense film. But she loves this film, and I love that cover art. The British VTC of Demon. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and 4. Big Shots, The Gate. Dead Heat, that's a good film. Bond Collection. Joysticks on Betamax. Extro. The Burning, The Curse. The Final Terror. Deadline. All sorts of betas and VHS mixed in here. Plenty of horrors. This is Death Car on the Freeway with some generic, stupid friggin' cover art from a distributor called Apple Den. I don't know. I've never seen these before in my whole life, and I've been in a video since 1980, and I have no idea why I've never seen one before. When I actually play this tape, there's no intro. There's no even, I don't think there's even an Apple Den logo. It just plays the movie. So, this is, Death Car on the Freeway. I thought it'd never gone on a video ever, because it's a TV movie from 75 or something. But we've actually got a copy. This is actually an original, VHS release. Bad Dreams. Yep, all sorts of stuff down here. Not all horror, some horror. Bit of a mixture. CBS Fox stuff there. Predator. Motel Hell. Flood. Nightmares is good. I like that one. Deadly Friend. My sister loved Deadly Friend when that came out. When we first watched it back in 86, I think it was. Play Dead. This has got Yvonne DiCarlo in it. And she dies in the end. It's not a great film by any means, but it's pretty cool. It's got some it's got some okay moments in it. Grizzly, unfortunately the front cover is very faded. The back's nice though. I do of course have the 88 Films Blu-ray release, which is great. Mortuary, Piranha. I love the Piranha series, and yes, Christian Hanna, I love Piranha 2 Flying Killers very, very, very much. The original Australian release of Maximum Overdrive, The Brood, Wolfen, The Pack, and I could go on and on. I actually, when it comes to horror, I absolutely love creature feature films more than any other. That's my favourite of horror. Here we go. Bit of everything here. Some old classics from way back. There's a movie you might not have seen before, shot in New Zealand. I've known about that since it came out, way back in the early 80s. What else we got? The Link, Ghostbusters, Blades, The Deep. All sorts of stuff down here. Driver, Bruce Lee, Dirty Harry's. Yeah, all sorts of stuff going on there. So there we go. What do we got here? I better end this video because it's 20 minutes long. Atari flashback. We've got Hitachi multi-system VHS machine, laserdisc player, DVD with a built-in amplifier. This is actually a 5-disc DVD changer with a built-in amplifier. So if I get some speakers, bang, instant stereo sound from just one unit. Plus I can put five DVDs in it and just select the DVD, whichever one I want. I just push a button and it skips from disc 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I've got 2 or 3 Xbox. Actually got 3 Xboxes here. This one's got 15,000 games on it, including arcade ROMs, Super NES, my beautiful 128D Commodore computer from made in West Germany. I've had this since '85 and I fucking love it. Yeah, original fat PlayStation 2, which works like a dream. 1985 or 86, sorry, 1986 Pioneer amp, and my favourite laserdisc player, CLD 2950, or the best one I've got. Ah yes, I do also have a modern Godzilla figurine or figure. I'm going to keep it in the box too. I love Godzilla. Godzilla is killer, man. Just every film I love them. So there you go, guys. A bit of everything here. More posters than you can shake a stick out. I've probably only got enough room now to put posters up on the ceiling, which I used to do. Plenty of TVs here. There's a bunch of TVs in here. I had 14 here at one point. Good old Master System with Alex the Kid built in. Yeah, there's the original Return of the Living Dead poster. It's beat up. I will get all these laminated eventually. Some of them are, most of them aren't on this side. So there you go, guys. That's a quick sort of look at fairly reasonably quick look at what I've got in here. There is more stuff in those drawers, and I can go through and show you all sorts of stuff. But there you go. That's pretty much the retro room in as quick a time as I can do it. Oh, that reminds me. This is a LCD rear projection TV. I didn't even know they did LCD rear projection. It's a big bitch too. It actually quite often, if I run it, I actually run the Laserdisc, this Kenwood Laserdisc player with it. It's hooked up to that, and I've got a Lerva. I love anything Lerva. I've got 3 of their TVs, and this is the SCART. This is a VHS recorder with SCART inputs and outputs, like I use for the other Lerva TVs with some of my gaming consoles and my Laserdiscs. I've got to get the head. I've got to get this thing serviced because the heads are something's not right. I'm not getting any picture. It's really bad, and I've tried to fix it, but I can't. So this Kenwood, when I put a disc in there, it runs here. This thing often after 20 minutes says it's overheating, so I shut it off, give it 5 minutes, turn it back on, and it's gold again. But sometimes it runs like a dream, and other times it just cooks. It just gets hot and says it's overheating. Please shut it off. That's what it says. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. 23 minutes long. A bit more than what I intentioned to do. But yeah, there you go, guys. That's pretty much a quick run through of what I've got in here, except for the stuff in the drawers over there, which is piles of remote controls, bunch of controllers for my consoles. Oh yeah, Amiga 500 computer. I've got to set that up, and a 64. As you can see, plenty of Super Nintendo and PlayStation 2 controllers and PS1 controllers, even more. A few games in here, some of my SNES games, and yeah, more, more and more and more. And then yeah, remotes, Commodore 64 discs, movies that I've put on a disc myself, and then all my Commodore 64 discs from some of these dating back to 1984, 85, 83. There you go. Thanks for watching, guys. All the best. Appreciate you looking at my stuff here. Take care.